Today we're going to be breaking down the recent ETF news for XRP. We're going to be talking about the Ripple news, and we're going to talk about where we think the price might be headed in the short term and the long term, of course. So I'll start off by showing the Ripple partnership with Franklin Templeton, which is a global asset manager. And this manager was about 1.5 trillion in assets in Singapore, and it's showing that we're building markets built on stable coins and tokenized collateral, because the Franklin Templeton is a tokenized US dollar short term money market fund share, which will share on the Singapore exchange. It will be instantly exchangeable for all RLUSD, which is a Ripple stable coin on that platform. And the Ripple stable coin, with the market cap nearly 730 million, will be base currency for the trading of all this. And the implications of this partnership is that we're building trust inside different institutional names, like the Franklin Templeton. I'm not a professional, but even I've heard of the Franklin Templeton, and this is absolutely big news to be seen. And it ramps up the traditional finance as we're tokenizing money market funds into stable coins acting as base currencies. Repo markets, all these are familiar to financial institutions, which reduces friction as we're entering into a future that is more built on the blockchain and crypto. In this, there's regulatory and compliance tailwinds when big banks and asset managers are involved. That often pushes regulators to shape frameworks. ETF inclusion often depends on regulatory clarity. Institutions demand help justify this. And we're looking at this, what the ETF and what it matters for XRP. This ETF is going to be absolutely huge today. And it means that a fund tracks the price of a crypto asset, letting people gain exposure via more traditional channels like the stock market. And once XRP is included inside of this ETF, I think you can expect much greater demand from retail, institutional, and pension funds that prefer regulated products, and they've been looking for an entry into the crypto market. They just haven't had the option to because the stock market hadn't provided it previously. Not only this, but we're going to have more visibility. More people are going to be keeping their eyes on crypto, XRP in particular. And this is going to be really the future as liquidity increases and tighter spreads. There's going to be more market depth, and you could look to see the the high volume causing people to use this tokenized collateral, stable coins, repo markets in a higher volume, and you're going to see more applications of it, especially as you're going to different countries, cross-border applications, because ETF inclusion depends on market structure and global perception. So this improves both of them as we're looking to become really on the professional end of stuff. Not only this, but the DBS Bank involvement, it just brings in the regulatory, someone with professional skills, someone who's experienced in the market is coming in and showing us that what we've been saying for all this time is actually a fact. And the only risk I could see is that the FCC may have concerns about custody and market manipulations, but other coins and blockchain networks are also pushing for similar ETFs, so I don't think there will be any issue. They'll just watch for volatility once it is involved and failure to deliver on the product. But other than that, just I'm gonna go over my price targets now. On this news, I think the conservative risk case is just it's gonna stay in the 3 to 4 range. It doesn't change anything fundamentally if it doesn't. If there's, let's say, the baseline bull case I drew up on my monitor here, it's the ETF approval in a major market, for example, the US or the EU, and the Ripple role increases, adoption of tokenized assets begin, and the macro remains favorable. I'm estimating a price target of $6 to $8, which is already a 2 to 3 times on your money. And then my other options are optimistic institutional surge, where multiple ETFs hold XRP, large institutions inflow, Ripple developments of repo and tokenized is adopted globally, regulatory clarity in US and Asia, I could see the price hitting $12 to $15, and then the maximum I've seen on this bull run alone, because I still think, obviously I think XRP is $100, even maybe even 1,000 one day, but if we're saying on this news alone, I think XRP could become a core asset in large funds as the DeFi and TradeFi integrations explode. Very favorable market conditions continue to roll, and we see a crypto bull market continuing to emerge. I could see this hitting 20 to 30 in the next few months. So if you're tracking this, monitor the ETF filings with the SEC. Watch for the tokenization products. Watch their volume. Watch how we're already seeing upticks right now as I'm watching this live, and watch all the partnerships or moves from big financial institutions like Ripple. And so, in conclusion, do you think XRP is going to be a pipe dream? Not when Ripple's already building the foundations. The partnerships with the Franklin Templeton is absolutely massive, and if the momentum continues, we could even see the price driving up significantly, and we could see a lot of this is one of with coming up very soon, because this is one of the strongest setups I've ever seen on it on some of the charts I've been looking at. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears peeled, and take care, guys.